Welcome, everybody. It looks like a happy room, which is always nice to see. Some people don't know why we have this dinner every year, but 5 years ago we were talking and realized that there was no award for editorial writing and opinion writing and cartoonists, which are opinion writers, really. So we established this award to honor them.
Our Blogger of the Year, Josh Marshall of Talking Points Memo, has shown us where online news and commentary may be going. Josh and his team of a dozen reporters and researchers began digging into a story that many major newspapers and magazines had largely given up on, and that was the firing of 9 U.S. attorneys. Marshall revived the story, which eventually led to the resignation of Attorney General Alberto Gonzales. He cannot be here this evening. He and his wife are about to have a child, but we'll accept the award in his honor and pass it on to him. Thank you.
In the crowded realm of opinion journalism, it's quite a feat to get readers or viewers to think about the world around them in a new way. Imagine being able to accomplish that practically on a daily basis, and at the same time to also make people smile and sometimes even laugh. And I'm delighted to present this award for the second time to Mike Lukovich, our Editorial Cartoonist of the Year. Lukovich.
This is a fabulous thing, and I feel very lucky to be able to draw cartoons every day, and I love doing it, and I hope I get to keep doing it, and I love little things like this.
Ruth is a lawyer, like me, but she's a reporter and covered many places in Washington, and then went on to the editorial board and started writing the occasional column. And then, in 2007, she was nominated for what Steve won yesterday, a Pulitzer Prize. Ruth is smart and brainy, and she writes like an angel, and you're never, ever boring.
This is a really intimidating and humbling award to get for 2 reasons. One is the unbelievable number of really impressive, esteemed columnists that have been the previous recipients, and the second reason is the unbelievable number of esteemed luminaries who apparently selected me, and so I'm really rather both humbled and intimidated, so thank you.
The first question I want to put to these three, and you can identify them, Mr. Schoen, Mr. Raines, and Mr. Rove. Do campaigns matter at all?
If I said no, it would mean my life's work was for naught. But I would tell you, the conventional wisdom changes so quickly in politics. When I began in '94 with Bill Clinton, we were told we had no chance to win. And when we finished the campaign, people said that the campaign was a foregone conclusion. Clinton was always going to win, so something must have happened in the election.
Voting is like any other decision. Sometimes we make hasty, quick decisions. Sometimes we make deep and well-informed decisions. And sometimes we may make the same, the different kind of decision on the same subject.
In my lifetime in politics, the greatest change is the legitimation of nasty politics. The politics of character destruction, the politics of whatever label you want to put on it. That if you can get a black candidate and tie him to another black person whose ideas seem reprehensible, you can beat that candidate to death with it.
What they consider to be negative advertising is something that is unfair, over the line, and untrue. But if it is nasty and accurate, they'll believe it and it works.
I don't see this as playing the race card or not race card. This is about our values as Americans. And you either accept Obama's approach, which now is clearly a majority view in the Democratic primary electorate, or you don't.
I think the web is changing politics in ways we don't yet understand and can't yet fathom. I'm not certain in the modern era that political advertisements are as important as they were 10 years ago or 20 years ago.
On television.
On television.
You can organize a campaign with the internet in ways that you never could before, so-called micro-targeting, use of blast emails and Facebook pages and the like. So it's a huge, huge determinant.
Particularly in this election in which the American people are paying a lot more attention and have a lot more sources of information about it.
You've got a new politics trying to be born, and the people who will make Obama president if he becomes president are thinking in an entirely different framework about politics than we are in this room, most of us certainly of my age.
That what I think we're going to spend a good deal of our time after the election doing is trying to understand the interaction of race and gender in terms of Clinton and Obama, determining which had disproportionate impact in a positive or negative way on each of their candidacies and on the electorate's views.
Gender, to me, has produced some surprises in this race. Hillary Clinton, for example, I think the press was very slow to realizing something about her that's very much admirable in a candidate. She's the person in the family who can take a punch. If, as I'm right, this is a zeitgeist election and Obama is able to prevail, then I think we will see an entirely new era in terms of racial definitions.
That's a nice optimistic note to end on. I want to just, before we do, I really want to thank Doug Schoen, Hal Raines and Karl Rove for being extraordinarily frank.